Hello and welcome back to the Common Colt Podcast. I'm Josh Hudgens, joined by Dan Hertzler. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing good. Just enjoying a Saturday here of some football here starting soon, and got a weekend of wild card. Colts aren't in it, but at least we can enjoy some football this weekend.
Yeah, for sure, man. And hey, at least a weekend of no disappointment for us, and that's
Yep.
nice. But
Yep.
hey, there might be some disappointing news coming up in the next few days. I'm seeing rumblings of CJ Stroud possibly staying in Ohio State for one more year, and this stuff doesn't happen super often with quarterbacks, but actually Peyton Manning stayed one more year in Tennessee. Andrew Luck stayed another year at Stanford. He could have went out and he decided to stay so he could get his degree. So it happens from time to time. Do you think this is going to happen? Should this be a cause for concern? I know a lot of Colts fans have circled us getting CJ Stroud and building the dynasty. Do you think it's a cause for concern?
Yeah, well, first off, I'm 100% in the CJ Stroud for the Colts. Like, I think that's a great fit. I think that's what they need. So this is very concerning news. This is something we should be paying attention to. It's a whole new ball game with the the sponsorship, the NIL deals now that go on. What could Ohio State offer him to stay? But then CJ Stroud's got to look and say, what's the long-term potential risk? You come into the NFL, you sign a 5-year contract, you're guaranteed basically all that money as a top pick in the NFL. Very rarely are you going to lose out on that. So I don't think this is actually going to happen. I think he's going to come out because I think, he's a top 1, top 2 pick. But this whole NIL thing is another ball game that is new, and it's at least concerning where I don't think you can just write it off. I think we got to pay attention to it.
Well, to your point, I'm not sure what the NIL would be and what kind of little deals he can make, but we do know in 2022, the top 5 picks roughly made $20 to $25 million in signing bonuses. A signing bonus means, hey, you sign this contract and that's what you're getting paid guaranteed. Now, there's salary that players make throughout the season, and that's substantially less on rookie contracts. So we know he's going to make at least 20 to 25 million up front by coming out of the draft. I really don't think that he's gonna enter back in Ohio State. His stock is an all-time high. Thinking about it from the perspective of that, he just had I know Ohio State lost to Georgia, but he had a heck of a game. Yep. And then if he stays for one more year, even injury aside, it's not like he can get much higher than the first pick in the draft possibility. And Caleb Williams might be an option. So he might not even be the best quarterback in the draft next year. So I think he's going to come out. I think Justin Fields waited till like the day of or the day before to enter the NFL draft. So I think he's just waiting it out, and we'll probably hear something on he has till the 16th. So I think we're going to hear back pretty quickly here. But I figure we need to talk about it, and we need to talk about if it does happen, which I don't think it will. What is plan B? Do the Colts have a plan B? I'm sure they do, hopefully, but
Yeah, well, I mean, again, this comes back to why it's such a good news that the Bears got the first pick, because that's still the projected trade up partner that they're looking for. Move up to 1, Bears drop to 4, not a big deal. They have the capital to do that. If they do that now, it's a question of, is Bryce Young or is another guy going to shot up the guy from Kentucky? Is the one that they're kind of comparing to some NFL players, Josh Allen, and Josh Allen to me is a kind of a unicorn. He's kind of a freak. I think you don't see very often those quarterbacks shoot up like that. Remember Carson Wentz shot up like that, and then what did he become? A lot of times those guys have great measurements. They shoot up, but put the game tape on. They can't make a read. They can't do it in a game. So I get really, really hesitant. I would not want to move up and get someone like that. So you would have to decide right now as the Colts, if you move up, it's for Bryce Young. And you've got to believe that his size, his durability is not going to be a factor. He's got all the other intangibles. He's a winner, makes the big plays, makes all the big throws. But the question is whether or not that size can withstand the NFL. And that's a huge decision for the Colts.
Yeah, for me, I think about it. And first of all, Bryce Young, I'm not as big on Bryce Young as some people are. He's small, and he played in a great Crimson Tide program there. I know CJ Stroud at Ohio State's same deal, but just watching their tape and looking at Bryce Young's size, I'm not a fan. I know Will Levis, like you said, he's been kind of hyped up as a potential top 10 pick. He plays like Josh Allen, plays like a linebacker. I, too, am not a fan of these guys that shoot up the draft board. I think about Zach Wilson a couple seasons ago, gets taken by the Jets, really because he made one throw on his pro day. I mean, he makes this throw across his body, 70 yards down the field in a T-shirt and shorts, and he's a top 5 pick.
Pro days are the most overrated things for a quarterback. You know, you basically look, can they throw a deep out? Can they throw a post on a rope? Outside of that, you know, those things are ridiculous. And I'm with you on this one, man. I get really nervous about that.
Yeah, I think the play for the Colts is, if Stroud's not in, I think you either sit back and you take best player available, any position, or you trade back, still stay within the top 10, try to acquire some assets and take best player available again. This team still has other holes, offensive line, defense. We could use a pass rusher, a playmaking receiver. So it's not like, oh no, we need something else anyway. So I wouldn't mind trading back a few picks if we can't get that number 1 spot.
What do you feel about that though? Because that's kind of almost punting on the 2023 season though, right? If we don't get a quarterback, well, it's and I don't hate that idea, but that really changes. Like my mindset right now is quarterback, rookie. We're going to start. And then all of a sudden you say, well, no, we're going to build up our team and then we'll get our quarterback later.
Yeah.
Oh man, that hurts. That's like eating some vegetables, man. I know it's good for us and I know you will but man, that's just lousy to take.
Well, I think that's an interesting thought. And I think that's why everybody's saying this has got to be the year the Colts take the quarterback. And that's why I think it would be such a gut punch if CJ Stroud actually did step out. I don't think he's going to, and it would hurt to punt on the season. But also, I think you have to think, you don't want to be a team who just takes the quarterback and then you set your franchise back 5 years. Hey, at times I criticize Ballard in the front office, but I'm glad I'm not in those shoes. And we'll find out in a few days what happens. I think the Colts will be happy to hear that likely CJ Stroud is going to enter the draft, and maybe he just he's a flair for the dramatics or something.
Yeah, I think we need CJ Stroud notifications. We also need we'll talk about it later, the head coach notifications. Colts are rumor mill central right now, but this is kind of the fun of the offseason, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey guys, that's Dan Hertzler. I'm Josh Hudgens. Thanks for watching the Common Colt Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, have a great day.